I'm like, I'll give you that. But the ways that they use their science on how they are not detected just by hiding behind a brick wall, a glass, like something that can see a heat signature, can't see the heat signature behind glass or a brick wall. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And yeah, the microwave gun, the way they defeat these things, it's like, come on.
That's the thing, is it's so insulting because it's so nonstop. It's almost every single little solution they found to get their characters out of a situation was so obviously bullshit that, like, I'm just like, really? I mean, it's fine if you create your own mythology for something. Like, this is our mythology, we're going to stick by it. But this is supposed to be our Earth.
Right.
The way electricity and science works. And I'm sorry, I'm not an idiot. There's just little things, too, that were like, why would that even happen? Like, there was a sequence where they figured out how to knock a chip off one of their armor. So there's like this smoking piece of their armor sitting there, and like, look, we can do it. You know, it's like the old, if it bleeds, we can kill
it.
and so, like, later on when the microwave gun, they figure out a way so they, you know, the guy's force shields are lowered for a minute. The guy just throws that shard at them, and he blows up, and you're like, why would that happen?
Yeah.
You throw a little, it's just like a little piece of like charred wood or something.
Well,
you're like, why would that do that?
You know, Cyrus, I mean, one of the things is like, you know, we say, you know, they cheaped out by not showing you the aliens, but toward the end, once they get through the armor, they do show the aliens, and they look like bionicles. They look like toys.
All I thought was like, welcome back TurboGrafx 16, because that's exactly what it looked like. I was like, what? Are you kidding me? You know what? Stay invisible, motherfucker. Because I'm going to be laughing. You're going to kill me because I'm too busy laughing at how ridiculous you look.
Shut up, ignore me.
The invisibility has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that it's a good military technique. They're just embarrassed at how stupid they look.
Yeah.
Like other
like,
races, when they used to show up to invade, would just laugh.
Yeah, I
mean, an alien can only put up with that so many times before some motherfuckers need to die.
Go buy a DuPont mask and put it on somebody, all right? Because that I'll believe. This shit, no. I mean, but you're right. I mean, there's a point at the end of this film, which, you know, I hope I'm not spoiling anything for anyone who's dying to see this, but there's a point in logic where a group of people are together, right? And one of the main characters is with this guy. And they fall into, I guess it was like a canal. They fall into this canal, this body of water, only to have one of the characters emerge, look around, and look for the girl he was with, only to realize that the girl somehow managed to be like miles away. Yeah, in a factory, hiding in a bus, and
Which
you're
makes
like,
no sense
wait a
considering
minute.
They just saw where they all had to go. It wasn't very far away.
Right.
Sure, something happened. This thing blew up, so they're all distracted for a minute, right? And go underwater. When they come up, she's on the other side of town.
Yeah.
Instead of being where they it's like right there. It's like 100 yards away. She's like, no, I'm going to run to the bus station.
No shit.
Maybe they've got it. Maybe the number 13 goes to the submarine.
Yeah,
She took the wrong turn to Albuquerque when she was like digging her way through the goddamn earth, I guess.
I mean, yeah, she's like that little girl on Walking Dead, where you just have to, at some point, you got to go like, the bitch is gone. We got to keep moving.
And the sad thing is, it becomes a plot point. They're like, okay, we can't leave her behind. I'm going in after her. No, don't do that. That's suicide. No, I'm going. I don't care. And
well, if
okay,
you're going,
then you're
I
gonna
guess
build,
I got to go
yeah,
with
and
you.
I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? You actually needed to build some kind of climax. So I get that.
I think that was
you had nothing.
The only reason he was going after is because he was building a climax. He's like going, you remember earlier when you said, not if I was the last guy on Earth? You sure you don't want to rethink that?
Right. But you know what? All said and done, I have to applaud Emil Hirsch. I was like, finally, dude. Finally, you got to play John Connor in a movie. I'm sure you were like fighting for that role during Terminator Salvation, because I mean, I was like watching him. You can't help but think about John Connor, you know. And the thing is that even the outfit that he wears resembles something that John Connor would wear. Yeah, I mean, all I thought was like, you know what, this guy would have been a perfect transition from realizing what Edward Furlong looks like today and seeing him like morph into Emil Hirsch. I was like, it makes perfect sense.
I thought he was just this generation's Devon Sawa, really.
I know.
It's like the guy from Idle Hands.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I mean, you can't help but think about, especially at the end, where they're hoping to God that they're gonna somehow make a sequel to this bullshit. You know, you can't help but think,
Skyline
okay, this
again.
this guy has become John Connor, and you know, I'm sorry, but it was fucking stupid.
That's the thing. I was like, wow, I'm gonna utter something I think I would say, but this movie is beneath Emil Hirsch. I was just watching.
Are you sure about that?
I don't even know what he's doing in this.
I think this is
it's beneath Judd Hirsch. Okay,
I think this is the beginning of the end for that poor guy.
Well, that's why I felt too, because I felt like, you know what, he's been in a bunch of high profile movies that I thought were really pretty good. I mean, not that he's somebody I go like, oh, that kid, but I was like, you know, he tends to pick higher profile projects, Alpha Dog and Into the Wild, and
Milk,
and the Taking Woodstock. So seeing that, honestly, him being in it made me think, well, this might be better than I think it is from the trailer.
Sometimes people just take shit because they're like, hey, I've never done this.
Right.
Sort of
I've never been to Russia.
Plus, like I said, keep in mind, once again, Wanted made a fuck ton of money, regardless of the fact that we didn't really care for it. It did perform pretty well in the theater. They're still moving in pre-production on a sequel, whatever.
Okay.
All right.
And so maybe it's like, oh, and this guy's pretty famous, the producer for those movies he did in Russia, that nobody really gives a shit here about, but still he is. So maybe he said, okay, well, I'm going to go with my gut, which is wrong, and trust this guy. I mean, I can see if I was an actor, I'd never done like a sci-fi action piece and go, you know what, I definitely would like to try that at least. I mean, who doesn't want to be the guy running around with a gun killing aliens?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
well, he should have done that in Speed Racer.
Same reason people take rock star biopics and that sort of thing.
But you know what? It's funny you just mentioning that. Like, who wouldn't want to run around with a gun? I'm like, well, you did that when you were 10 years old, when you were shooting at things that weren't there. And I was like, wow, did they just take that and make it into a movie?
Pretty much. I wouldn't recommend this for anyone older than 10 years old.
That's true.
Sure. Oh, it is at least that mindset, because why not? Both cases.
Stop being cruel to your children.
In both cases, you're shooting at aliens you can't see. So what difference does it make? The budget is the same, whether you're a 10-year-old with a pop gun or Emil Hirsch.
Yeah, I mean, in the end, you know what? The movie didn't make me mad, but it was just too dumb for its own good for me to give it anything above some old bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. It's a lot of times movies like this I can at least laugh at or go, hey, I'm actually kind of, even if this isn't good, I'm interested as to where it's going because there's enough little odd elements around to add up to something that makes me curious. This didn't have that. It was it was written so predictably and sad, and most of the dialogue between the two male leads sounded like they took it from T-shirts.
Yeah.
I mean, totally.
Oh, you're absolutely right about it. The dialogue was atrocious.
Oh my God.
Atrocious in this.
Startlingly bad dialogue. There was just nothing really to grab onto. I mean, the only thing you can say is that the initial concept of those aliens with their disintegrator force shields would have been great for like a short form thing, or maybe if it was just part of the story. But that's all they got here, really, and it's not enough for 2 hours. Certainly not with nothing else.
It was only an hour and a half.
Certainly not.
Didn't feel like it.
Yeah, it felt like it. I think I'm still watching it on that level. So yeah, it's some old bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Fuck this movie. I'm giving it a fuck you. I have to. I mean, as much as when you're doing something like a genre like this, especially alien attack films, you've seen everything that's out before, even Skyline. So there's no reason that you need to like lower that bar even more. I mean, give me a fucking break. Yeah, you want me to spend my hard-earned money on an alien invasion film? You better impress the fuck out of me. And this didn't. I wanted to be fucking invisible the whole time, like just not to fucking be in that theater, because I was really like pissed. I was like groaning at the dialogue. And when you see the aliens, I was like, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? And I wanted to like run out of there. And I think I saw some people leave the theater. I was in the theater with like 3 people. And I think I saw both of them leave. Wow. And I felt stupid because it's what I have to do. And I was just like, wow, I'm appalled. I'm appalled by this film. And, and I almost thought about, it's from Russia. They got hard times over there. No, I'm sorry.
It's set in Russia.
I know. But the thing is that I've seen better products from Russia, like their vodka. So I mean, this is a fuck you to me. I'm sorry.
I thought you were saying alien invasion, but for a second there you said Asian invasion.
Yeah.
I was like, those movies are coming. Well, I have one word for that: Wolverines. You know it, man. Yeah. Can't be the Russians, because then we'd go like, yeah, right. They're too busy fighting invisible aliens they can't afford.
Can you fight the hell back?